Everybody, BK and Michael with Masada Tactical here with another video. Today we wanted to cover a skill that's considered to be a basic skill. Every martial arts system out there has one, but we put a little bit of a twist on it, pun intended, just because of the goal we're trying to actually induce. Remember, we are a self-defense combative system, not a true martial arts. It's not supposed to be pretty, it's supposed to be effective in a real fight. The skill is a round kick. A lot of people call it a roundhouse. Traditional martial arts are big on them. They'll try to kick them high and fancy, and it looks super impressive, but the reality is in our system, we don't like to expose ourselves that much. We don't want to put ourselves in a position where balance becomes a big deal, so our kicks are usually going to be waist and lower. The most important part of this kick is the pivot. It's actually the base foot, not the kicking foot. The angle of that, the pivot is the one that's going to determine the angle of the kick itself. So I'm going to use Michael as my dummy, okay, as the Vitruvian man depicted by Da Vinci, all right? And we're going to talk about the base foot. If my base foot is pointing forward, as if I'm in my regular fighting stance, my hip is square to my opponent, and my kick is going to just snap and rise straight up. This is going to be what we call our A-frame kick or a groin kick. If I turn my base foot 45 degrees, my hip is going to turn about 45 degrees up, and that's going to be more of a rising kick. It's going to go towards his rib cage or his armpit. If I turn my foot 90 degrees, so it's parallel to my opponent, my hip is going to turn that 90 degrees, so it's going to be facing in that direction, and that kick is going to be parallel to the ground, typically about waist. I have to be careful not to catch his actual pelvic bone, because that's likely going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt him, right? So it's going to be one of those numbers. As I said earlier, our kicks are designed to go lower than waist. So my goal with this kick is actually to hit his thigh, the femoral nerve, common perennial, sorry, not the femoral, the common perennial, or the knee, right? And the idea is to really create that damage that's going to prevent him from being able to stand and fight me anymore. If I want to get that downwards angle kick, I need to take my base foot and pivot it past that 90 degrees. So I'm actually going to get on the ball of my foot and do a little bit of a spin, kicking downwards, right? So demonstrating on the back, if I take my base foot, right, and I'm going to turn it, it's almost pointing away from me. That is the pivot I'm trying to accomplish. That's how I deliver the power to go through that limb of my opponent and hopefully end the fight. Hopefully you found this video educational or beneficial. As always, if you have any questions, shoot us a message, let us know. Be more than happy to address your specific questions in future videos. Follow us on social media, specifically Instagram at Masada Tactical, but you can follow us on all platforms. Our new school in Severna Park is now open. So if you're in Maryland, come and visit 160 Ritchie Highway, Suite B8 and B9, Severna Park, Maryland. Till next time, be safe, watch your six.